for collectors and Transformer fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And methinks that this is the one in the first wave that most people were looking forward to. On today's episode, thanks to the incredible support of my patrons and channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Kingdom Core Class RATTRAP. For the package, you got that nice open bubble that fully showcases the figure. You got the Transformers text, Generation logo. Really cool art here also. I absolutely love it. You can see RATTRAP in his rat mode, walking around on kind of like the prehistoric Earth look with molten lava and stuff. I absolutely love it. You got the arc right up there. Really very cool. As I said, he is part of the core class, which are the small little guys now. I don't necessarily think that they're bigger than these little guys, and I'll bring out figures for comparison later on, but I want to say maybe like Legend class or something like that. I don't know. Come around to the back of the package, you can see that he transforms in 18 steps, and of course you got him in his robot as well as that rat mode. And then I like how they got the Maximal logo up there as well. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have RATTRAP opened up out of his packaging and obviously in his rat mode. Although, to be quite honest, the size of him makes him a little bit more like a mouse. This is a rat. I mean, this is the original Generation 1. Specifically, this is the Takara release, so the paint is a little bit different. But you can see the big difference. Obviously, this is the new core class, while this one was a deluxe figure. There is a big size difference here, but honestly, it always bothered, as good of a figure as this was, it always bothered me how big he is. He shouldn't be as big as Rhinox or Dinobot. He should be this size. Some of the cool things that you could do with this, you can take this guy. This has always been difficult to get up, but you had a little section here that could go forward, so you could always get him to stand up, which I thought was cool. You can't really do that with this guy. Everything's kind of locked into place for the most part. I mean, you could take that off. I mean, you could kind of get him upward a little, but obviously not as good as, again, that deluxe one. As you can see, he does come with a weapon. It can tap in a couple different ways. You got this little slot thing right here, which honestly, I don't even know where this goes. Maybe just it pegs in here on his back. No, that doesn't even look right. Maybe these little tabs, I guess. Does it fit in there? I don't think it really does. Either way, I mean, he holds it, and then you got a longer tab right here, which fits in the back slot right here. But, and you know, it's weapon storage, I guess, form. I don't really care that much for it. I mean, I wish that you could, I mean, I'm sure there's a way that you could probably wedge this underneath here. Or, I mean, he's got his hands right there. So I guess you can maybe kind of, let's see, get that in there. I guess you could do something like that, which is a little bit better of weapon storage, but it still kind of sticks out a little bit more. Overall, though, really very nice. I think that he looks terrific. Now, this one, again, was much more articulated. You can move these arms and everything, all that kind of stuff. Rat mode here, you really can't do anything. These back legs can move around, as you can see, but you do that and it breaks up the illusion of him as a rat. You can move the little feet here in the back, which are going to become his robot leg, but you can see, like, moving things around really kind of dislodges everything. So really the best look for this guy is that. Just have him sitting there. Again, bringing in another deluxe figure. Here we have him with Sideswipe, so you can kind of see the overall scale here. Obviously, I'll bring this guy in robot mode, but this way you get kind of an idea of what the rest of those Kingdom figures are going to kind of look like. I mean, we know we're getting Cheetor, we're getting Black Arachnia, we're getting Primal and Megatron, so the different size classes, I think, are going to help a lot with this, especially this smaller class with this little dude. Now, for his transformation, first we're going to just pull these down in a way like so, and then take this entire back section, lift this up. It'll probably pull away things tab in here with the arms, but just kind of pull that up for right now. And then let's straighten these and then come around to the side. And these are going to detach along this section. You got a little tab right here, so swivel that out. You can kind of see, let's get that out of the way. It tabs in along here, so when you pull that away, it gets in there really securely. There we go. When you pull that away, that little tab comes away from the thigh. So let's just get these legs out of the way for right now. This piece right here, you angle that all the way back, and then take this section, this whole little back piece kind of hinges back so you have room to rotate the robot mode's head around. Then rotate that around, and then bring this up, rotate this around, and then you got a little hook piece here that's going to go on the back. That hooks in there, and then hinge this entire back assembly up. Come down here to these legs, rotate them here at the knee. There's a lot of rotating here, but rotate all that like that, and then spin that around, just kind of lining everything up where it needs to be. Get that around. Get that here. Just get that straight. And then take these arms. You're going to detach these from this back plate. Rotate that up. Push them up. And then rotate them down. And then spin him at the elbow to bring him forward again. Bring these up. Detach them from this back piece. Lift that. Rotate that around. Swivel that around. And when you're done, there you have RATTRAP in his absolutely amazing and accurate looking robot mode. Now, while this figure is absolutely amazing in terms of the look, there are a few issues that I have with it, and in my opinion are fairly unforgivable flaws. The biggest of which, right here, you can see it. These shoulders do not lock in. Now, if you made it where you could push this in and like really jam that in there to lock in or put a peg or something there, that'd be great. But as it is, you lift the arm up and it doesn't lock in, and that's really unfortunate. Some people have kind of complained about the way that these ball joints are in general, because the ball joint kind of points forward, so you do have to move like that. I mean, you still basically do get the full range of motion with it. It's just on a weird angle, but not letting it lock in really does make a figure that could have been perfect. One that just is marred with what I consider a really unfortunate oversight, I feel. He still looks amazing, don't get me wrong. I love the way he looks, and I mean, display-wise, he's going to be phenomenal. Size-wise, you can see that here he is with another little Kingdom guy. Here is Vertebrake the Dracorex. Here is the Deluxe Class Sideswipe. So again, you can see that the size here works really, really well. He is a small character, and if the majority of the Kingdom Beast Wars figures, you're going to have like Deluxes, Voyagers, things of that nature, this is going to work perfectly, in my opinion. Finally, I love the fact that we have a proper scaled RATTRAP. Because, again, as I said, as much as this guy was amazing, he's just too big, in my opinion. Now, all that being said, he probably fits really well as a masterpiece sort of RATTRAP, and I guess you could probably say that. But, I mean, just the size, let's bring this guy back in here. I mean, you can see there's no reason why RATTRAP should be as big as Sideswipe. So I am happy that after many, many years, I will be getting rid of this guy in my collection. This is going to be taking its place. First, articulation. Well, let's come in and take a look at his detail first. First, I love the head sculpt. Absolutely spot on. I love the fact that they even replicated the little brain section kind of showing there. Absolutely love that. Nice silver paint. Of course, you got the red for the eyes. But that head sculpt looks fantastic. Rest of the detail looks really good. The other thing is that the rat head here fits a little bit better, I think, than what previously we got. I mean, that's just a really big head. This guy just looks really good. The color's really good on him. And he nails the look. He really, really does. I could not be happier in terms of the aesthetic and appearance of this. It's just a extremely well done figure. Articulation wise, as I was talking about, you do have a swivel here at the head. I don't think it's a ball joint, but it does look left and right. Again, the ball joint here for the arms is weird, mostly because we're used to like this piece kind of being on the outside. So it is a little bit weird, but you can still move it forward and back. It goes out. Obviously, it's not going to attach to anything. So when you're moving the arms around, everything's going to kind of flop around. So that it is what it is. You do have a ball joint here for the elbow. Nothing at the waist. I don't think. No, yeah, nothing at the waist, unfortunately, but the hips. Move forward, back, in and out. Those are on ball joints. They're fairly big, so you get a little bit of play there. And then the knees themselves are also on ball joints. You got a lot of other weird hinges and everything down there, so you can get some crazy poses. You got ball joints here for the rather large feet, which do work out very nicely. The gun, you can see he can hold it. Also, you can come around here to the back, and you got this little tab section right there that you can take that little post that I wasn't sure about in beast mode. I don't think it can really do anything in beast mode, but this post right here can go really nicely. Oh, well, if I get it in there proper, it or maybe this way. Oh, I think it's, yeah. So you can tab that in there, so you do have weapon storage for him, and it hides it very nicely. You don't even see it really at all, which is cool. So I really do dig that. Overall, I am really very happy with it. It is very unfortunate they couldn't figure out a way to have like maybe a little post there or something, just something that will lock that in. I mean, they don't droop or anything. So, I mean, I feel like I'm nitpicking, but when you're moving the arms around, especially with the kind of weird-ish design of how that arm is, that flopping around is kind of annoying. So, it is what it is. Now, to transform him back, we're going to come around here to the back section. We're going to pull this away and then hinge this whole back section. Get that kind of out of the way. This whole section here just kind of hinge back so that you got a little gap right there. Rotate his head. I also like how the back of the head, they do have this gray, which as you bring this around, it fills in that gap. So then hinge that down. Just like so. So you can see that that creates the back section for him, which that's really cool. Come around to these arms, bring these. So first we're going to rotate them up around like that, and then bring them down just like so. Then you got this little, on the underside here is a little tab that is going to lock in to these little slots. It is a little bit tricky to do, but it's fairly easy. Get that, and you just got to get that lined up clearly. And there you go. Get that in there very nicely. Take the tail. You can extend this out like so. Now, while it's like this, take these. I'm going to get these legs. I'm just going to rotate these around. You'll fiddle with these here in a bit. But bring these little outer sections in. And then when you do that, you have this little slot here on the side of his thigh that this little tab section is going to lock into. So just bring that down. Kind of feed that there and push that in just like that. Come around to this side, do that on here as well. So bring that in and lock in that thigh bit very nicely. Come around here to these arms. You're going to rotate them around so that these little open sections are going to be on the underside. And then you got little posts right here. Just kind of bring this down. And again, get these legs kind of out of the way. Just kind of push these up. It'll pretty much line up where it needs to, just like so, which is wonderful. Then bring these. You're going to angle these and then rotate this and then hinge this up. Rotate the foot around. So again, so now you have this on an angle. Rotate right down here. This is going to hinge up. That locks in on the side. Rotate that, and then if this detach, just kind of, like I said, just kind of wiggle this around, and that'll tab in very nicely. Bring the feet down proper, and when you're done, there you have RATTRAP back in his little mousy mode. Overall, though, an absolute wonderful, wonderful toy. The mouse mode, rat mode, whatever you want to call them, really does look really very good. There's not a lot of robot stuff hanging off of them in general. I mean, maybe little butt cheeks back here, but that's not overly terrible, in my opinion. That's one aspect about Beast Wars figures that I never really liked. The fact that a lot of times, robot junk really does hang out in the Beast mode. And for me, the Beast modes are the best modes because that's how I always think of them. Always in their Beast mode, because in the first season, they couldn't transform a lot, if you guys remember. It's not going to stand up there, but the Energon would basically damage them, so they would have to revert back to their Beast modes quite often. So for me, I like having them in their Beast modes. And this does look good. Transformation on them is really fun. It's very simple, obviously, but there's some things that are actually cool to do. Robot mode, though, looks amazing. It's just that one design aspect that I really think that they dropped the ball on. Now, is it enough to not recommend the figure? Absolutely not. He still displays and looks very, very cool. Just I really have no idea why they couldn't have figured out a way to tab those shoulders in. That would have made this little dude basically perfect. But all that being said, I do recommend him and think that he will look great in a Transformers collection. Now, RATTRAP will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon, so if you are looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. As always, you can just check out Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon for availability. For both of those places, I'll put links right down in the video description. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one very simple thing for me. And that's just to hit that little thumbs up button. That one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. Also, I gotta send a huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members, who through their continued support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a patron like these guys, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. Or if you want to keep all of your perks and rewards right here on YouTube like these guys do, consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. And for that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.